That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure first.
No, you're good.
People steal it.
That?
Yeah.
Oh.
They'll zoom in on it and they'll print it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Should I take mine off? Should I take it off?
People are crazy. Ready?
Hey guys, how you doing? What's up, Joe? Hello, hello.
Situations, updates. Did Xavier have a foot and ankle deal? And did he have to have a wrist?
So nothing with the wrist. I know he said something during the season, but I think our doctors and his side evaluated that and felt like surgery wasn't needed. I think he needs the off season just to kind of heal up a little bit from the wrist perspective. From the foot perspective, he was having some discomfort in his foot pretty much all season. So we decided to do a little procedure on that. I think it's more of a short term. In terms of recovery, I think it's more short term. So he'll be running sooner and later, and he'll be ready to go.
Brooks, when would you?
Yeah, I don't think we're really going to put any timeline on Brooks. Obviously he had a surgery on the same ACL. Really unfortunate injury. Definitely disappointed for him, disappointed for us. But yeah, not going to put any timeline on it now, and we'll just kind of see where it goes.
Dan, with Trevin Hall's shoulder surgery,
Yeah.
done that, and what is his outlook?
Yeah, so Trevin had surgery on his shoulder. He's doing well. He's out of the sling now, rehabbing, feeling good, and excited about his future.
How much did that recovery timeline factor in your decision to move on from Shaq?
No, I don't think that really had anything to do with that. I think Shaq, obviously a great player, great person. We're definitely going to miss him in the building, in the community. But yeah, we're disappointed that, Shaq's not going to be here anymore, but we're also really excited about Trevin and his future.
Center's a position that seems a little up in the air. You guys have invested heavily in the tackle and guard positions. Where are you at with Austin? I think push back that deadline, but also.
Yeah, we're talking to the agents. Myself and Brant are talking to agents of both guys. We're talking to them and working on things right now and trying to get things hammered out and get them back as Carolina Panthers. Yeah, building around them, moving forward. I think it goes for the team as well. We're just looking, and I said it before in other presser, we're just looking to bring playmakers in here on both sides of the ball. And obviously we want as many playmakers as possible on the offensive side of the ball, and same thing on the defensive side of the ball. So, we're just going to bring the best players in here and not so much focus on just building it around a particular person.
Best players, but last offseason it was very clear that the offensive side was the priority. Are you coaching this offseason trying to fix the side of the ball as well?
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious that we need help on the defensive side of the ball, whether up front, at safety, at corner. There's a lot of holes to fill there, a lot of work ahead for us. I think defense is definitely a point of emphasis, but we're also not going to neglect the offensive side of the ball either. So we're going to try to get the best players in here and create competition and just do it that way.
College players have been opting out of bowl games now for quite a few years, but some are opting out of regular season games, making more business decisions than just from injury. How do you evaluate those players going forward?
Yeah, I'm really not going to hold it against them if they decide not to play in a bowl game or do what's best for them financially. I think it's no different than anybody else in any other job that they're going to do what's best for them and their situation and their family. So I don't really hold that against them. Yeah, I think Travis is, obviously an exceptional talent. He can do it all. That's no secret. But yeah, I think he can play both sides of the ball, and I think it's just really up to the team to decide that, whatever team drafts him.
Dan, as an evaluator, when you see a guy who can potentially play multiple positions, how cautious do you have to be about maybe spreading the guy too thin as a rookie and potentially affecting the value of, say, like whether they can play outside linebacker, inside linebacker, safety, linebacker?
In terms of like value?
just value, but also like understanding that these guys are just entering the league and you might not want to mess with their developmental time?
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I do think that, we do look for versatile players, whether on the offensive front or on the defensive front, because it gives you a lot of flexibility on game day. But yeah, to your point, depending on where you draft this guy, is the guy, a high draft pick or is he a developmental guy? I think that kind of plays a factor in that question.
Dan, how much did the Eagles' performance in pass rushing Mahomes to serve as sort of a reminder, as well as you guys' game against Kansas City, the value of defensive line depth in pass rushing?
Yeah, I don't think we needed the Eagles game to to understand that. I think both sides of the ball, you have to win the line of scrimmage. You have to be bigger, you have to be tougher, you have to be more physical, and that's what we're looking to do around here. We're looking to build that defensive line like we built the offensive line last season, give the fans a good product on the field, give all of us a good product on the field, and we're excited. We're excited about the guys in free agency. We're excited about the guys in the draft, and we think we can fill some of those holes.
And that was probably a better way to phrase it. They threw both draft capital and money at the defensive line, and the results spoke for themselves. Is that what you're understanding?
Yeah, I think obviously where your resources go, is where you see, the value. And I think it's pretty obvious that the offense and defensive fronts, they have to be strong in this league or you really don't have a chance. So we have to make sure that we stay strong on the offensive side of the ball and we have to build it the right way on the defensive side of the ball.
Along those lines, it seemed like the college teams that lasted the longest playoffs were very line of scrimmage based. How would you rate college linemen today versus maybe 15 years ago? Some of the spread offensive tackles then to now, have they gotten better to where they're more ready?
Yeah, I think they've maybe evolved from like an athletic standpoint. There's a lot of good athletes out there right now on the interior offensive line and at tackle, and then some of these centers as well. So I think you're just seeing a lot of different body types at these different positions, and honestly, it makes it easier on us to pinpoint how they're going to fit and what their role is going to be on our team.
How would you assess the state of the wide receiver room? Do you guys think that you are in search of a number one wide receiver?
I love our wide receiver room. I think with Thielen, with Coker, with Xavier, we have some guys in that room that we're really excited about. We have a young core of guys that are still developing. From a fundamental standpoint, from route running standpoint, and then Thielen, obviously, he's old reliable in terms of he's savvy, he knows where to be. The quarterbacks can depend on him, so we feel good about that. And then going back to your question, I think that, we have to definitely, it'd be nice to just find as many playmakers as possible. So, if we pinpoint a guy, whether in free agency or in the draft, then we wouldn't hesitate to either draft or sign one.
But to follow up on Alex's question, would it be fair to say that speed is an ingredient that you'd like to have on both sides of the ball, particularly at wide receiver?
Yeah, and I think speed is definitely a factor, when you talk about any position. You want to be fast, you want to be physical. So, yeah, that is a point of emphasis for us as well.
How do you kind of balance trying to fill a starting lineup with free agency in the draft? I mean, is there a threshold for how many rookies you're comfortable playing?
Yeah, I think, knowing Coach Canales and knowing the program that he came from under Pete Carroll it's a developmental program, and Dave looks at it like that. So in terms of us, whether it's getting something in free agency or getting something in the draft, I don't think Coach really cares. Like he wants to develop players. He takes it as a challenge, and he's not scared to play young guys. So and that's what you love about him.
Along those lines, four of the first 5 picks last year were 21-year-olds when they brought him in. Is that purposeful? Are they looking for youth to influence the talent?
Yeah, I think we do like young guys. I mean, it's not going to sway us one way or another, but it is nice to have young guys that can grow and develop, especially on a team that's building a locker room, building a culture, and building a team. So It's nice to have some of those young guys, but you also have to mix in some of these veterans too, just to kind of show these guys the way.
Trade market for these early first round picks, is any stronger this year, any weaker? Like, how have conversations been developed so far?
I think it's too early for that right now. Definitely nobody's called us for anything, and I haven't heard of anything. Yeah.
And to follow up on Fred's question there, when you are looking at multiple timelines, because you and Brent have to do it, right? Does it appeal to you to draft a guy who's 20 or 21, knowing that you could get that second contract with them at 25? I mean, obviously it's advantageous for them, but from your standpoint, long-term building and sustaining, is there something you talk about?
Yeah, absolutely, and you hit it right on the head. So, yeah, getting those guys young, they develop, and then you hit them on their second contract, and they're still 24, 25 years old. I mean, that's ideal, obviously. So, it definitely plays a factor, but every situation's different.
We haven't talked to you since Dalton's signing. Tell us about that and why it was important to bring him back.
Say that again, sorry. Oh, Dalton. I think obviously Andy, just his resume and what he's done in this league, to have a quarterback in a backup role that's won as many games, he's been in playoff games, he brings that experience. So first and foremost, having him back for that reason, and then also, him and Bryce have such a good relationship. The chemistry's great in the quarterback room, so that's not something that we really wanted to mess with, and we're just excited to get him back.
All signs indicate that Eddie could push to Texas agency. What was the thinking behind that? And are you planning on bringing in another kicker to do the job?
Yeah, we're still going through all that. Brant, myself, and Coach Canales, just really what the plan is there. We are going to let Eddie test the market. He can kind of, his agents can be here. They can kind of see like what his value is. Definitely not going to close the door on that. But at the same time, we will be actively looking.
What about Johnny?
Johnny's another guy that we've talked about bringing back, and we'd like to bring back. Brant's talking to his agents, and we'll see where that goes.
What are the conversations with Tommy Tremble's team like, and are you happy with your tight end room right now?
Yeah, our tight end room is, pretty thin tight end room right now. Jatavian Sanders, is the frontline guy right now. That is an area that we need to address, whether in free agency or draft or both. Tommy's a guy that we would like to get back. We're going to let him test the market. We're going to let him and his agents and his team, be here and kind of see what the market is for them. And we'll circle back with them after they kind of gather that. But we would like to have him back.
Does Xavier Woods fall into that category too? The guy that you let test may or may not bring back?
Yeah. I think definitely we'll let Xavier see what's out there for him, and then at the appropriate time, we'll circle back with his agents and go from there.
What's something that you learned last year, being the genius at this event, that kind of changed your mindset towards the event, maybe this year?
Yeah, I think last year, just being a first-time GM, and me and Coach were actually talking about this. It's much more relaxed this time. Everything's not new for the first time, so you feel like a veteran in a sense. So you can kind of come here, you can focus on the job, and you're not so much worried about the outside things that are going to take you away from football. So Coach Canales and I have been really able to just kind of lock in and get to know these prospects as good as possible in these interviews, and just kind of really dig in on the football a lot more than what we did last year.
Should we expect a decision on Miles Sanders soon? Have you guys had discussions?
Yeah, Miles, Brant's talking to Miles' agent. We'll continue talking to him, and we'll circle back with him as well.
What do you do with bonus contracts? You got 11% of your salary.
Yeah, I think we're fine either way. We can leave the contract how it is, and we're fine from a cap perspective. So, obviously, we love Taylor. We love everything about him. So, but right now, we're just going to stay put, and Brant, myself, and Dave we'll get together at the right time and talk about his future in terms of long term.
Could potentially do something.
Yeah, I think everything's on the table. What's that? JC, Brant's talking to his representatives. They're talking. Things are moving along. So hopefully we get something done there sooner than later. Thanks.